Hello,
Welcome,
everybody.
welcome, welcome to our show. We're excited to bring to you the Jedi Archives after show. It's been a while since we've done an after show, but it's finally here. The time's finally here to do the Maul Shadow Lord after show.
Yeah, well, it's
And
been a while since we've had a show to do an after
yeah,
show.
yeah, and this is a big hype. We're happy to have Star Wars animation back, which is I think a staple, and I'm glad it's back. I wish it was a bigger capacity, not 8 episode runs, but full seasons. But at least we get
10
some back.
episodes.
Maybe it'll lead to more. But I'm definitely glad to have Disney Star Wars animation back.
Absolutely. So these 10 episodes, and but only 5 weeks because they're doubled up. So, but I'm excited we're getting something, and I'm actually very excited to be getting good music and good artwork. So, as you know, we review comics usually, and we love the artwork in comics. And thankfully, we're getting really good artwork in this show. So there was some really good art in Maul Shadow Lord. So let's get started with season one, chapter one, The Dark Revenge. And it starts out where we have two crime bosses being pitted one against the other. It starts out where Maul has stolen from Lord Demas, and he framed it on the other crime lord, the opposite gangster Vario. And his goal was to get revenge on both of them because they backstabbed him. So it works out pretty cool. And but
Did
right
we
initially,
did we see that? I guess backstabbing at any time, or is this like a comic thing, or is this off screen? Or there's just so much Star Wars now on TV these days. I'm trying to. Did we see the scene where the Shadow Collective abandoned Maul in any form? Did we ever see that or no?
uh, I'm
Was
trying
that?
to remember. I
It
think
sounds like a
once
comic
Maul
thing.
got chopped in half, they all kind of like abandoned him.
Pretty much, how far along the Shadow Collective did he get in the last season of Clone Wars? Is what I'm thinking. And I don't think you got to what we're talking about here, but
Yeah,
that's
I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
That's something I have to look up before the next our next
Well, that's the thing with
review.
this Maul is this is what Star Wars is notorious for: is timeline here, timeline here, timeline here, timeline there. It's
Well, this is only 1 year after the Clone Wars has finished.
but I mean, as even for seasoned Star Wars fans, we have don't watch so much Star Wars and do so much about it. It still gets confusing because it is so non-linear, all over the place. I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
what have we seen from this? This is before Rebels, correct? And after.
Yes, but this is only 1 year after the Clone Wars has ended.
What
So it's
about
only been 1 year
what
into
about
the
in
Empire
relation to Solo?
before Solo.
Those are before Solo. Okay, because I
Yes.
thought Solo he was like making the Shadow Collective. So this is after the Shadow Collective. This is okay. So this is what I'm saying. It's very hard to keep track of, especially Maul for some reason. They just
Yeah.
cannot
So
do
this is 1 year after the Clone Wars has ended
it.
because Solo was that time in between Clone Wars and Episode 4. Actually, Solo's between Episode 3 and Episode 4.
Yeah, I
That's
figured
Solo.
that just it's kind of a big gap. It's like 20 years, so I
Mhm.
wasn't sure when.
So this is right after Clone Wars has ended. This is right after Order 66 and after Clone Wars has ended. So only 1 year. So it's because I think that's 19 BBY and this is 18 BBY.
Okay.
So it's only 1 year. So that's why at one point, well, we'll get to it later. So I'll bring that up. But yeah, so he's pitting these crime lords against each other because he wants to get revenge. So he wants to get his money back. So he's coming back. They betrayed him, even though he helped them. And we have seen when Maul set up all these crime lords because he was the one that helped them get to their positions of power. But then he lost his power. Um, and he does encounter Officer Lawson, which we know from if you've seen our review in the archives. We met him there with that comic. which was a really good introduction. And I like Officer Lawson. He's a
Yeah.
detective on his heels, and I liked him a lot. And we also met Devin Azara, which is a Jedi in hiding, and who complicates matters for this former Sith Lord. So that's pretty cool. Now Devin's kind of teetering towards leaning towards the dark side because she wants to steal things, steal food for her. I think it seems like it's her master. What do you think, Don?
Uh, I don't know if I really got the dark side temptation. That's
But do you
just
think that's her
things.
master with it?
Huh?
You think that that reptilian Jedi is her master?
Yeah, yeah. He's her master, and um, but if this is only
Iko
like a year,
Diodaki, right?
like a year after episode 3, that means she was alive during Order 66, so she was a
Right.
youngling during 66. She could know Grogu. She could know Reva. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very. I did not at all expect. Uh, what was her master's name? The lizard. I don't remember.
Uh it's funny. His name is Iko Diodaki.
Yeah, Iko Diodaki. I
Iko
did not
Diodaki.
going into this. I did not expect him at all to be a Jedi, and obviously we expected her to have some Force powers, but maybe not a Jedi going into this. And so I didn't catch. I wasn't expecting that at all. So it's definitely different coming into this watching. One of the few surprises. I was like, okay, that's different. I didn't expect it at all. It was a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Now the artwork is spectacular, though. I do like the artwork. So the whole cityscapes and all that. I mean, I love the artwork in the comic. That was really good. That's one of the things that we really liked about the comic when we saw that the preview comic. And the artwork in here is also equally spectacular. And it gave me a lot of uh shoot, what's that Harrison Ford movie where he was Blade
Star
Runner?
Wars.
No, Blade Runner. It gave me Blade Runner vibes, in Blade
And
Runner when you have that view when they're flying in
uh,
and you see like the Tyrell Industries pyramid and you see the that round building that's the when you're flying in. It had that same feel when you see
yeah.
the in this episode also you see that round building. It looked just like
I
Blade
mean, I,
Runner.
I haven't seen Blade Runner in 30 years, so I don't remember
But
much.
also in Blade Runner, you had the when you go and see all the diversity of the people in Blade Runner, it was very diverse, and you had people with umbrellas, with the lightsaber
Well,
umbrellas, and here you also had people with umbrellas. So it was a, I liked it a lot.
to
It was
me, I still get Coruscant feels, obviously, but that's because we spent so much time in Coruscant.
well,
And
of course, but Blade Runner looked a lot like
yeah, I
Coruscant
haven't
too.
spent really any time in there. So to me, I get the Coruscant feels, but I get if they're pretty much the same.
But it
Uh,
was more gritty than Coruscant because
the thing,
Coruscant's so
well, that's
polished.
where I get a little bit of Andor from this. The security force, the grittiness. I get a little bit of that from this, especially like
Mhm.
let's not involve the Empire at all. This stuff, so it's
Oh, that's
definitely
very Andor.
it's
Yes.
this is like, and I remember the Andor was supposed to be more of a city planet, but at the same time, it's very gritty, not as I guess Las Vegas is, or New York
Right.
as Coruscant could be, but
Yes.
definitely got those vibes from it. So
Yeah. And
it's
also
hard.
the music. Music's really good too because we have the Kiner family doing the music. So it's
It,
Kiner and his two children. They're all
it
composing music for
it's
this.
very complicated for me when I see, not complicated. I don't know, conflicting might be a better word. When I see like same thing with Andor, I see these security forces and they're kind of trying to do the right thing. They're trying to uphold the law, but then they work with the Empire. So I'm just like, at that, I'm like, like who am I rooting for here? It's like, I mean, I
But
want,
remember, they don't know the Empire's evil.
yeah, but we do. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We do. So it's hard for us to root. I want Maul to succeed against the Empire. I don't want
Right.
Maul to succeed against the innocent civilian force. I mean, like, so it's kind of like,
Correct.
yeah, it's definitely it's conflicted in me. So same exact thing with Andor. Like I
Right.
wanted, I didn't want innocent, just I guess police officers you call them, being hurt. But at the same time, if they're working with the Empire, we know the Empire is bad.
Right.
So it definitely brings these conflicted thoughts for me.
But in this way, I think that's why I like Detective Lawson so much because he knows what the right things to do are, and he's like, let's not alert the Empire just yet because he's telling Two Boots, like, wait, Two Boots, don't go by the book just yet. Let's try to solve this because he wants to do all the right things, and he is a good person. He has a good heart, but he also wants to do things that are right. And he's like, you know what? Let's not jump into that arena just quite yet. Let's try to do it first. What's right? And he knows that to
Well,
do things right, you might have to do some things that are not quite right.
well,
Like he
what
has
was
his
what was the
informant.
line? You can either be a good guy or you can save the world, but you can't be both.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Detective Lawson for sure. I like him a lot.
Well,
Uh,
he's definitely I don't want to say 80s, but maybe a 90s action hero. It's just like he has a cigar. He's like, I'm gonna do this my
yeah.
way, and just
And
like
then and you know what? And the music has that horn sound and it's got like that film noir feeling, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
very film noir, so I like it a lot. So it's really cool. So yeah, we got Devon Azara with her master Iko Diodaki, right? And he's still trying to teach her, even though there's no more Jedi Order, but he's still her master, and he still wants her to learn all the ways of the Force. So he's very persistent. So even though he's hungry and starving and very weak, she sees that her master is hungry, and she sees the melons, and she says, "You're hungry, master," and she wants to steal the melons. He's like, "No. We can rely on the kindness of others," and he's begging, and he tells him, what is ichuta, right, which we know is not a nice thing to say. So she can't take it. She goes over to steal the melons and she gets caught, and she's going to be arrested, and her master's like, just they'll do the right thing and you'll be released, right? So and then it ends up with a a great lightsaber sequence at the end because the droid sends in a little probe where they've stolen the the credits, and Maul shows up because one of the cop cars was destroyed, right, with the wires, and the other one pulled up, and then when they show up, uh her name is Rook, which I hate that they recycle the same names because Rook was,
I didn't get that either. Yeah, we already
yeah,
have.
we already have a Rook. Why can't they make up new names? But anyway, her name is Rook, and Maul shows up, and he just like tears them to shreds, and you know, it was a good scene, good introduction for Maul, and that's the end of episode chapter 1.
So I don't know if it's too early for this or not. I don't know if this is a artistic choice they're doing or if it's kind of, I don't want to say lazy on them, but so far when I seen the lightsaber scenes in both episodes, it's too flashy to the point you can't see what's happening, and it's just like slash light and the fire and the person's dead. I'm like, I don't know why they're doing that if they're trying to almost hype it up so much, but I'm finding that one of my issues right now watching Maul fight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so far, a lot of the gunfight scenes are not gunfights. What do you call them? The shooting scenes are enjoyable. The showing stuff, but even when they broke in, I think this next one they broke into the prison or whatever. It's everything's too fast and too. It's what like sometimes studios do with shows when they make the scenes too dark and you can't see what's happening. And so that's what I'm kind of getting with the Maul stuff. I hope they cleaned it up a little bit and maybe it's just teasing. Like Maul's amazing. We're just gonna kind of tease what he can do right now and
Mm-hmm.
not really show what he's doing right now. But it is a little too quick for me and too literally flashing. He's just red light. He never
I
actually.
think I
Yeah.
think part of that's intentional though, because they know that children are watching, younger children, and they don't want to show like too much violence.
Well, it's absolutely is intentional. I just don't know why it's intentional right now. If it is to be a little cheap,
I
or if
think
it
because
is to
children.
tease, or if it is to lessen the violence, I don't know. But it's
Yeah.
definitely not my cup of tea. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Clone Wars, you saw clear as day lightsaber duel. So I'm some of the
Hmm.
greatest ones ever, especially the last season. But right now,
But Clone
I don't.
Wars wasn't Disney.
Well, the last season was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but I mean, things change. That was still like
mhm,
6 years or 5 years ago, the last season of Clone Wars, something like that, 4 years
mhm,
ago. But
yeah.
that's just one of my things right now. I think it's a little too quick and too sensational. I want to see the fight a little bit more. But
too quick and sensational, kind of like the first chapter. So let's go on into the second chapter, Sinister Schemes. So Maul and his gang uh, make a daring escape from the police compound because, so we see that the Jedi has been arrested. So she's in the police department, but so is the the crime lord, uh, which was almost captured by Maul, but the police showed up and arrested him. So they're both at the same place at the same time. And Maul has sensed something's in motion, right? So because he can sense the Jedi. And so I think that's part of his plan or the will of the Force. So he shows up there to initially he says to kill what's his name? Vario, right?
Yeah, the little guy.
Because he thought that Demas was going to kill Vario, and Vario, by the way, was one of the is a species of the from the pod racing. Remember
Yeah, yeah.
the one that has all the little family,
It's the thing that blows up.
and his wife and all the little kids. Remember, and he just dies, and she's a single mom now with all the little babies. But so they go to break him out, actually to go kill him, but he decides to take him because he gives him a good reason to keep him alive, which is like, hey, I can get you Krim, right? And
Yeah.
Krim is the one that he's a pike, and
Yeah.
there's more opportunity for Maul to get even more credits and get even with more of his revenge. So then Maul's like, you know what? Maybe I will keep you alive. So and he's right across the hallway from what's her name? The Jedi. Devin Izara. Devin Izara. Yeah, Devin Izara. Who's, by the way, whose lightsaber will be dropping here in
a couple of days, right?
In
2
a couple
weeks.
of days. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll probably get it.
I do like that. It looks like it has a leather strap around it.
Yeah.
If it is actual leather, I'm in on it.
It's going to be plastic.
But. Well, and then the box is cardboard. It's a limited edition of 3,000, and it's that press.
You're kidding? Board. It's cardboard.
No.
So they used to give boxes.
If you wait 6 months, it'll be $150 in a plastic clamshell.
I'm gonna wait for the plastic box.
So I'm like, why are we paying that much now for $300 now for a limited edition for that cardboard box?
I hate those cardboard boxes. We used to get wooden boxes. Anyway, I digress.
It used to be wood. It used to be, oh my God, the
wood
music, lights, lights.
Lines.
I should show them all. I got to find it. There's the lights and everything.
So
I want to say, this has to be the will of the Force, right? She gets arrested for stealing a melon or whatever. She's some kind of fruit. Gets taken to prison. The same time Maul's going to break in, and right across the cell from the guy he's going to
is Vario.
This is the Force totally intervening, saying, "This is your destiny to interact with Maul. Your test, or whatever we want to call it. We'll see how it ends up. But this is your destiny right now."
Maul. And she absolutely knows who he is, because as soon as she sees him, she's all Maul.
Yeah.
Because Maul he's a rock star among the Jedi, because he was the first Sith in the Jedi Order, like in.
Well, he was the first one to kill a Jedi.
He was the first one ever, because remember, the Sith had been eradicated.
Yeah.
So when Qui-Gon came back and said, "Hey, I think I've seen a Sith," and they're like, "Oh, you're high, Qui-Gon. There's no such thing. The Sith had been eradicated." It's like, no, I think it was a Sith.
Yeah.
And then when he kills Qui-Gon, he's like a rock star.
And then they know he comes back. They know he's at the Siege of Mandalore. They know he still exists. So yeah, he's this phantom menace essentially.
He is absolutely on every Jedi's radar. They all know who he is. So she knows who he is. She recognizes him right away. And he takes her.
Yeah.
He takes her. Oh, and when I didn't say this at the review for chapter 1, but when Lawson sees him, because they do a facial recognition, AI's everywhere, even in Star Wars, and he comes up on the data pad, it says classified in Arabesh. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, it's classified, because the Empire doesn't want everyone to know who he is either,
Yeah.
because the people don't know about Vader. They don't know about. They
Yeah.
don't want anyone to know who Maul is either. So that's pretty cool. So I like that a lot. Anytime I see Arabesh, I've got to read it. I love it. It's so cool. And all those little posters say wanted. Oh, and did you see in the screen the dead police officers from the comic?
No.
They showed up on the image on the screen and it said
Oh yeah.
deceased.
Oh, that's cool.
That was pretty cool. So that was from the comic. That was pretty cool. I like that a lot. You know, I love all those connections. So they always make things better for me. I love that experience of seeing all the connections. So that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, so Maul's there and he takes Vario, but he also senses something behind him, and so he opens up uh,
Her cell door.
Devon's cell, and she recognizes him, and he takes her as well, and because he knows that she's a Jedi, and because he wants an apprentice uh, to use her as a tool.
Well, now he thinks the Force is working for him because
Mm-hmm.
someone just delivered a super rare Jedi into his lap. Right.
Absolutely,
So he
because
thinks
Jedi are
this.
rare now. They're a
He
rare
thinks
commodity.
this is the will of the Force. So again,
Yeah.
it's like the Force is at work, but he thinks it's at the work to help him. But the Force is
Well,
definitely at work. So
well, it's to work with him to get rid of the Sith,
yeah,
right? Because now his goal right now is to eliminate Sidious.
yeah,
That's his goal because Sidious just threw him away like he was trash, and so he wants to eliminate the Sith. And so he's actually we're on his side.
yeah. He just kills people.
He just kills people, yes, but we're actually on his side. But so do the Jedi. Jedi kill people too.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
not.
how many people did Luke kill when he destroyed the Death Star? Come on. Luke didn't kill anybody?
More than Maul ever did.
Absolutely. So let's not go there. Um, oh, let's talk about when Maul did go into the. Oh, that's when he's escaping, right? When he's leaving, and Detective Lawson goes in to follow him, and Maul's killing all those they're droids, right? Police droids. Um, but he doesn't kill Detective Lawson,
I thought that
right?
was odd. He just knocks him out. I'm like,
He sees him
he's
and like pushes
slashing
him aside.
everything else. When he gets to Lawson, he goes punch.
He just throws him aside. Well, he pulls his gun Han Solo style, like when Vader takes Han's gun,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That was really cool. That was like a Han Solo catch there with Vader. I think he senses something. So there's some type of connection between Maul and Lawson. So there's a connection there. So then Maul's like, I'm gonna test Devin. So I think he's meeting Devin first before he meets um who's from Rebels?
Ezra.
Ezra. So Devin before Ezra, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is the first Jedi he's encountering that he might try to make his apprentice,
yeah.
right?
So this is probably where he learns a different tactic because he actually did decently well with Ezra. Ezra had sympathy for him and stuff. So
Yeah, he did.
he probably
Yeah.
learns a different tactic through this experience, which we'll hopefully we'll
So this is
see.
pretty cool. So we're gonna see how he starts to learn how can I uh you know mold these Jedi for my purpose to be my tools.
Yeah.
Um so so this leads to a high-speed chase, which is really cool. I think the high-speed chases are really good in this show. Um I like them. They're exciting. Um and then we see a good stare down between Maul and
Lawson, right? Oh no.
yes, no, her master, Eco.
Oh, this is the bridge scene.
Yeah, well before he breaks the bridge, um, uh, they need a car right when they get out, and so the droid Two Boots gets a garbage truck, and Two Boots is like sorry for the smell, and so they get in the garbage truck and they're chasing him, and when they finally hold him off at the pass, Master Iko Diodaki's there, and he's staring Maul down, and Maul's like, "Oh," because he's Master Iko Diodaki's pretty powerful, so he's
Yeah.
like, "I know how to stop you guys." He breaks the bridge with all the pedestrians, and because he knows that they won't allow people to die,
Yeah.
so he knows the Jedi code. Um, so that allows him to escape while they're saving all those people. And so they're able to escape because they obviously go save the people. Um, and then what happens? Oh, and then he does take his two prisoners, which are the Jedi and the crime lord boss, and he takes them to his stronghold, right? And he puts them each in a holding area, and he tells her that she's not a prisoner,
Yeah.
right?
You can break out whenever you want.
Which is true because he knows she's a Jedi. She
He's
can
playing
get out
he's
whenever.
playing
Yeah,
coy right now. Yeah.
uh-huh. She can get out whenever she wants because she has the power. But she's letting herself believe she's a prisoner. Um, and he takes. Then it splits over. He goes to take what's his little name? The Vario, and he says, "Hey, you're gonna help me. You're gonna tell me the next time that the Pike comes in, and give me the his landing time, all the information, so that I can, and we're gonna kill him, right? So we can get all the credits." And he's like, "Okay, okay," and he drops all the coins on him, right? To say, "Look, it's your greed that's either you're gonna profit from it or you're gonna die from it,
Yeah.
right?" And so he's like, "Sure, sure, I'm gonna tell you," and he tells him the truth because he doesn't want to die. And then he comes back and um, I think Devin he starts training her now, right? Telling her stuff like how she can like brainwashing her, how
Subtly.
she's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, right? So he's like
Suggestion. Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
really clever because he
Yeah.
starts telling her, "Look, the Jedi are gone. You have to unlearn what you have learned." Kind of like Yoda.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Maul's
what did you
definitely
Mhm.
obviously he's the showrunner, but he's definitely going to be the one carrying this right now.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Lawson's intriguing. How I forgot her name again. Devin? Is that her name?
Devin. Hmm.
Yeah,
Now,
she's intriguing too, but neither of them have done a lot to do much. But obviously, it's been quick, a lot of action so far. But
well, the
Maul's
first two
definitely
introductory.
yeah,
But remember, notice how when he puts her back in her holding cell, and he tells her that she can free herself because she's free to go whenever she wants.
yeah.
Notice how when she's able to free herself is when the light illuminates her face.
I
So
guess
it's not until the light hits her face. So while she's in the darkness, she can't escape. But once the light hits her face, kind of like when Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, when he flashes he's dressed in all black, but not until he flashes the white of the inside of his clothing. That's when he says, "I'm a Jedi like my father before me." He
yeah,
flashes the white side of the inside. So when the light illuminates her face, that's when we can see that she's still using the light side to help her escape, and
yeah.
she pushes her holding cell away from the back of the wall, and she's able to escape. So that's pretty cool.
Does she actually escape though, or does she stick around? I can't remember.
Well, we don't know, she's able to get out. She stepped out of her holding cell, so she's no longer trapped inside the holding cell. We know that.
I just seen in the trailer. I seen images her still with Maul, and I see the images her with her master. So I don't know if she's now free to go and she's bouncing back and forth, or what. But
Well, I think she was kind of seduced by what Maul was telling her.
yeah,
I think she liked what she heard because she's already on the path of like, "Hey, you're hungry, you need to eat," and she was already willing to steal those little melons. And I think what Maul told her intrigued her. I mean, he wasn't mean to her. He healed her wounds when he brought her in. He he pulled her out of the prison cell.
yeah,
He hasn't kept her there against her will.
yeah.
So I think she's intrigued. So so I think these first two episodes,
Well,
as introductory episodes, I think they're pretty interesting.
well, I wanted to talk about. It goes back to my other point where they get to the. They actually are. They confront the Pikes. somehow shut the
Oh
ship
yes, that's right.
down, and they
That's right.
shut the comms down. They bring it down, and then they board it. But then they had the opportunity to have another awesome hallway scene.
Yeah.
Maul flashes lightsaber at them. I was like, oh, we're gonna have another good scene. Here we go. And it was the same thing I feel like we've been doing. It's just
Flash, flash, flash.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you guys had an awesome chance to really show it out. Have us like talk
But
about this hallway scene forever.
but he
But
did hold up the main guy up,
I mean, as I
and
said, it was exactly the same thing.
yeah,
It's just the way we viewed it was poorly, as it
yeah,
could have been the Luke or the Vader thing all over again. But that's what I'm saying. They're doing something, and it's intentional. And I don't know why they're doing it, but it's quick
yeah,
shots, slashes, lights. You know what's happening. You just don't exactly see exactly what's happening. So
yeah,
it's a little annoying, and if it is to shelter eyes, that's going to be even annoying too. So I'm hoping it's just more. We're just teasing how good Maul is, and we're going to show how good he is later on. But we already know how good Maul is, so I don't know what they're doing. So maybe
yeah.
it's just a way to save money on animating, which is another lame way. But yeah. So all right, I have some questions. What are your predictions, and what are your wish lists for the show?
My predictions. Well, my predictions are. You want more than one prediction?
Give us all your predictions and
Let's
any wish
alternate. Let's
lists.
alternate. I'll give a prediction, then you give a prediction.
Yeah, I like when we take turns.
Yeah, let's take turns. We're versatile here on the after show. We'd like to take turns. So one of my predictions is that I think that I think that Maul is going to train uh young Devon Azara to be his Padawan, and I think Devon Azara is going to be like Darth Talon. Not completely, but similar that role that we had in the
To
EU.
me, that's more of a wish because I think that's going to be very hard to explain the future. But I would love that to be Darth Talon. I predict her master dies, and I don't know if she's going to kill him. That's going to be more the Darth Talon, or if Maul's going to kill him. But I predict her master dies by one of their hands.
I think her master dying is going to be what saves her. I think her master might
That could be.
die to save her from falling into Maul's
Yeah.
complete, because remember that's akin to like the blindness of with Ezra and Kanan.
Yeah.
So I think something has to happen to the master where the Padawan learns, oh wait, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
And that's going to be Devon's what was I thinking moment when
Yeah.
she sees Maul do something to her master.
Yeah. So I
So
definitely he my prediction though is he doesn't see the end of it.
I don't I don't think, well, we know that Inquisitors come into this
Yeah.
because we saw them in the previews and there were no Inquisitors in these two episodes.
Yeah.
So Inquisitors will be coming to what's this planet called? I forgot. Janix, right?
All right.
Inquisitors will be coming to Janix.
I
What?
have more predictions. What's your next one?
What? My next prediction is that my next prediction is that
Doing all this on the first episode, so anyone can call us out later on in the season when it happens.
my next prediction is that, well, I had thought that, well, I was right in that the detective was a single parent. I had called that from the comic review. He is a single parent because the mother is not living with them. So
that is the softest pitch prediction I've ever heard.
that's not a prediction because I had said that from reading the comic.
I predict that he will have a mustache.
No, that's not my prediction. I just said that I had called that from the comic review. Remember, I said I thought he was a single parent, and so that was confirmed now with this episode's. I predict that Maul's going to use his son to control the detective.
That is a pretty good theory. That could definitely happen because he now knows of Lawson. He's going to try different ways, and he doesn't want the Empire, and he knows that
Mhm.
Well, we might want the Empire at a certain time, but not yet. So that's good. I kind of like that. I like that. I predict we do for one scene see maybe not even with involved with him, but we see Sidious, like something about send the Inquisitors or something where we see Sidious.
I predict that Master Iko Diodaki is going to join forces with Detective Lawson to
That's
work
another good one.
in getting back his Padawan
Yeah,
and working to fight against Maul.
well, that's another good one. Yeah, yeah. We'll see if that happens because
Hmm.
he's probably as a Jedi, even in this system, a fugitive. So, like we said though, the Lawson, yeah, you can either be the good guy or the guy that saves the world. So he might to be the guy that saves the world, he might have to get help from someone that would be deemed a fugitive, even though he's not really a threat. It's another good one.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
My wish list, wish would really solidify this show is if Vader comes in it at some point, because he is the leader of the Inquisitors, and Maul later on says, "I need help defeat." In Rebels says, "I need help defeating Vader." He's not saying that now, so I think maybe, good Lord, would that be amazing? Wish list. This isn't a prediction. This is a wish list that we see a Vader and Maul fight, and Vader pretty much hands Maul his his butt. That would be an amazing wish list, and that would be really cool. Because then after that, Maul is kind of a broken man. And he says, "I need help defeating him." He keeps saying "him," referring to Vader. No longer Sidious, but now it's Vader. So I think
Hmm.
this is where it could shift from Sidious to Vader, which would be so cool. Which would really show a real lightsaber fight. None of this flashy things. We don't really see what's going on, but a real fight. I think they would have to. Though. You bring something that iconic onto screen, those two against each other, they would have to show every swing of the lightsaber. But that's definitely a wish list.
It's always awesome to see Vader. So I love that wish too. My
It's
wish would be to see. I don't wish to see Talon because Darth Talon's not. That's not going to happen because that's already happened in the EU. We have that already, and they've already established that they're not going to bring in EU into canon. That's
Rook.
because that's already happened.
Rook.
No, no, no. But that's no. That's different.
Tease.
The but those stories are already told. So
Yeah.
Darth Talon's story is told. We can read it if we want to reread it. We can read it in the EU. But a similar story like what happened in the EU with Darth Talon, my wish is that she does. Although where would it follow up because we don't see Darth Talon? Well, it could
I'm
happen.
saying, what could big picture? What is this girl's future? I'm saying, she walks in and becomes a Jedi and disappears, and we never see her again, or we see her in Ahsoka season 2. I don't know. She's essentially the same age as Ahsoka, right? I mean, or yeah, her and Ahsoka are both around probably 20, maybe high teens at the end of.
Yeah, similar age. Yes.
Yeah, so she could show up later, or she doesn't exist anymore, which means she maybe dies at this. It would be really harsh to watch. It'd be really hard if you see her perish. So I'm really struggling personally. What is the outcome of her? I'm obviously not a writer, but there's people get paid a lot more money to do that. But Star Wars hasn't had the best writers all the time, so we'll see how this plays out. But I
Except for
can't.
Andor. Andor had the best writers
You
because
know
they
what?
won. They won awards for writing.
I'm saying
So
Gilroy is an amazing writer. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not. You could two things can be right. It can be really good, and it's not for me. So that's all I'm saying. I'm
but
not bagging on
really good
Andrew.
writers.
I can bag on the sequel trilogies. Those are piles. Andor is, it's not my cup of tea. I think it's better than those. Gonna get me out. You're gonna get me going, Mike.
We can agree on that.
You're gonna get me going. No.
So
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this outcome plays out. We don't never hear of this planet again, so I'm hoping that Lawson lives a long, happy life with his kid. Uh, like I said, I think this lizard Jedi probably perishes.
yes.
Maul, I think, gets his tail between his legs. Maybe it takes a couple seasons to happen. We don't know. Have they announced how many seasons? Is this 1 season, 2 seasons, or I don't know?
I think they already approved the second season.
Oh yeah, so I think when he does run with his tail between his legs from Vader, that will be the last episode or two. So maybe not this season, but
Yeah.
in the story Shadow Maul, I think
Yeah.
would be great to see Vader hand it to him.
Plus, I think I'm excited to read the rest of the because there's five. I think there's five issues of the comic, and we were supposed to have read those before
And
these.
well, no, just the first one came out, and the other ones are going to come out like after this show. So it's really,
Yes,
really
but
interesting how
those
they
comics, I read that you were supposed to read those prior to
those
this.
delayed.
Yes,
Oh
of course,
God.
timing's always off, but I read that you were supposed to read those first, all the comics. So the timeline
Well,
of the comics is
it's
all
not
the
the first
comics
time they
happen.
messed up.
I know. So it's printing issues, it's, whatever. But
So,
we'll be reviewing those.
all right, I'm going to give my Holocron reviews. I think it was definitely a good introductory, but we already know them all. So they showed us the other characters, which is good. A, a lot happens, but not a lot happens story-wise. It's very interesting. A lot of action. Sometimes say this, it's the opposite of Andor, kind of so much action happening in the beginning. It's hard to keep track on it. So I'm trying to remember you're telling me the story. I'm like, wait, this happened here, this happened here. There's a lot. There's multiple vehicle chases, multiple fights. I'm just like, there's a lot of action. Really, most of the story kind of happens in the second half of the last chapter, episode, whatever they're
Yeah, it's good
called.
we got two chapters. It's good we
Yeah.
got two chapters.
So I'm glad we had that because the first one was just there's no real story at all happening. But I want to give it out of 5. Let's go. I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it up to a 4. I mean, sometimes action is what's lacking, and there's no lacking action. I see hope for some really good storytelling right now because they're short. They're 25 minutes or something like that. You can't fit too much of both. I get it. So right now the story is on the little weaker side, but right at the end it started to ramp up. So it's just good they gave us 2. So I think we're in for some good storytelling coming up. So, but
That was fair. That was fair.
Almost at 3.75. I'm gonna go for. Hey, did you know what?
I give it a. I give it a. I give it a. I did see it. I give it a 4 point. I give it a 4.25. Holocrons. That's because I really liked the artwork, the background artwork more than anything. But I loved all the characters' introductions, and I loved the connections to the other things. So, like I mentioned before, I love all the Arabesh, reading all the little details here and there. Actually, I'm going to bump it up to a 4.5 because it did have a lot of connections to other things, and I
You
like
know
the
what? It's
connections.
gonna drop for me when these other 4 comic issues come out, and it gives more detail on what happens before it. This episode's gonna drop because they messed up. Right now, it does work. So if more stuff happens that's before this,
I
I'm gonna
know.
be upset.
I know I'm going to be so mad if there's more
Yeah.
details in the
Yeah.
comics, but 4.5 because their artwork is spectacular. I love all the Blade Runner connections too, and the music, the film noir, the I mean Detective Lawson. I love him. I love it. So 4.5.
I'm
It
gonna
just was
3.
kind of
I'm
a little
dropping
bit kind of
mine.
flat.
I'm gonna drop mine.
Shut up.
You went up. I'm gonna drop it. 3.75. What I wanted to originally say. Like we set our points. Yeah, but yeah. Let me see, let's pay some bills.
Let's not pay bills.
Be sure to follow us on our new website at virtualcantinanetwork.com, as well as YouTube at Virtual Cantina Network, on Instagram at virtual.cantina network, on X at Virtual Cantina, on Twitch at Virtual Cantina Network, and on TikTok at Virtual Cantina. Please like, comment, subscribe, talk to us, call us out in future episodes. Say, hey, you know what? Mike was right and John was wrong. We know that'll never happen. You say, hey, John was right, Mike was wrong. Any of those, we'd love to interact with you. please comment. We really appreciate it. That's all I have. We'll see you next week. Same time. I think. What week is this? I think we have an episode. No, wait.
It's every week.
No, I'm talking about our.
No.
So I'm talking about our other show. We also do Jedi Archives.
Not next Sunday.
Yeah, the 19th is our next one that comes out. So not the next time you see us will be the 14th, where we do episodes 3 and 4. And I'm hoping we get more actual story. I saw it potential, so I'm excited.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Thank you.
See you next week.
I'm Mike. I forgot to do introductions. I am Mike. I'm not Mike. I'm John. That's Mike.
I'm open Mike.
I'm John. That's Mike. Thank you for watching. May the Force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Hey, I'm actor Chris Bartlett from The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you're watching Virtual Cantina Network.